creators on YouTube, they've always obsessed over what is going to make the biggest difference.
Yeah.
So what hack, what trick, what shortcut, what moves the needle the most. And this is what I love about the platform. They purposely make YouTube very fair because they want the best video to reach the audience, not the video by the creator who works the system. Okay. They don't want it to be gamed. But you can't deny there's been things like this. And I think the reason I'm talking about it is because today there is one thing that I feel like is a marker to tell me if my video is going to be more successful or not. In the beginning, it was all about tags. Okay. What tags do you use? How many tags do you use? For me, I remember the first thing I would coach creators on before we even called creators, just like other friends of mine doing YouTube, is use phrases that people would search for in your tags. Because in the very beginning, it was all about just the word, keywords, right? Keywords. It wasn't key
What
phrases.
year was this? Give me a
We're
general.
talking 2008, 9, and 10.
Okay.
And I remember famously, Michelle Phan would use one tag. Like it was, oh my gosh, she's using one tag and gets like 100,000 views, which was a lot back in the day, okay? And me and Judy, we're probably like common folk back then, you know, just like the regular run-of-the-mill creators, and we're using the full capacity, I think like 30 words or whatever.
Yeah.
Slowly, as we're understanding SEO and it's important to YouTube, which we should have known in the beginning, we're using phrases, you know, that people are searching for. So that'd be a good example of like the one thing. Now the video still had to be good, but for whatever reason, we would obsess about that one thing. Soon afterwards, it was the thumbnail. It was all about the thumbnail. This is the era of Phil DeFranco using Kim Kardashian and parts of, you know, her physique to get your attention and click on it. What's crazy is we all knew it was clickbait, but we wanted to see what was on the other side. Everyone wanted to see, are we going to see more Kim Kardashian? Even his like followers who thought, hey, that's just his tactic. I want to see his video. It was this crazy thing. So thumbnails was a thing. This is when they start getting rid of clickbait. In fact, I can tell you a funny side story. I think it was 2013 where our views dropped from 1 million views a month to 2.5 million views per month because they got rid of the whole clickbaity thing. If you were clickbaiting and people were clicking into your video and they didn't get what they want and they opted out, in the beginning, that wasn't damaging your channel or your video performance, right? So it was all about getting them in. So Judy,
wait, sorry, did I mishear that? I think you said 1 million views to 2.5 million views.
8 million views to 2.5
8
million views.
Oh my gosh.
A month in 30 days.
That's crazy.
We weren't. This was kind of like the original adpocalypse. So it wasn't what about ads. It was like view-pocalypse.
The actual video itself.
But what was funny is at the time, so that was for Judy's beauty channel that was using those clickbaity tactics, you know, doing the thumbnails of the music videos she was doing looks from, right? You think it's the music video, you click on it's not, but you're like, oh, I'm kind of interested in this. Oh, she's showing the hairstyle of Selena Gomez, okay? But on the flip side of it, guess what channel was going through the roof? Our vlog channel. Because guess what was happening there?
Because you were having the authentic sort of thumbnails that were showing what the actual video was.
By the way, relates almost 10 plus years later to what I'm going to talk about now. Really? AVD. That was the original like adjustment to like, let's actually measure how long someone watches the video, not just clicks on the video.
So that was happening in 2013?
In 2013, they were just starting to think that way.
Interesting.
It was about the quality of the video versus all these other things. Because remember, that world that we were living in was influenced by SEO nerds. You know, computer science people that were doing search and ranking on Google, and they're applying all that, I think, methodology to YouTube. But the difference was with YouTube, these are videos that people are sitting and watching.
Exactly.
So the whole audience view duration was kind of a new phenomenon. Would you say?
I mean, actually, I don't know. That's why I asked you the question. But I think that the interesting thing is that I do know for a fact that there was a period in which obviously, the most obvious thing to do is to count the number of views. Well, first of all, there's a question, how do you count a view on YouTube, right? And I think it's always been 30 seconds of watch time, right?
That's changed too over time. How many seconds that is. YouTube's always been the best.
Yeah.
I would say that's one of the reasons they're still relevant. Then you fast forward a few years, then remember, they're trying to make it so you can't game the system, but then it was all the title. So we're talking 2018 to even now. tags didn't matter as much. Your description didn't matter as much. I remember at one point people were trying to put the tags in the description to like double up the keywords. So that was an example of a tactic, but it was all about the title. So then you're trying to do keywords heavy in the title because the title was everything. So this is the era of two titles, like a first title and like a subtitle in the title versus in the description. All right. I talk about all those because YouTube has actually landed in a place where ultimately the video is what wins. So packaging is important, title and thumbnail, right? Tags, really not as important, but for new channels, they say you should use it. Description, it's all what it is. It's a description of additional information, whatever. So you think in 2025, there's no more markers of or a signal of what could be a good video. But there is one. And every single time I see it in my videos, I get excited. And this one's kind of mind-boggling because it's complete opposite of the tactic, generally speaking, or kind of the principle of a YouTube optimized video is length. Right now, if I see, Cameron edits one of my vlogs and I know it's going to be 20 plus minutes, I get excited. If I know it's 30 plus minutes, I get super excited. It doesn't even matter what the quality of the video is. I believe right now, because of the television and people watching it and wanting longer videos, that behavior is influencing the algorithm. We're just generally speaking, if your video is longer. Now, what do they always say the algorithm is a representation of?
The audience.
The audience. Yeah. So I'm talking about this like this is a way to game the algorithm. All this is people want longer videos.
Yeah.
We've talked about this a lot. My whole methodology and the new vlogging method is based off of people wanting longer videos, and what is easier to produce in terms of longer is vlogging.
Yeah.
So what I'm trying to say is if you want to succeed at YouTube right now and you want a little bit of an edge, not necessarily just with the algorithm, but with the audience that has a lot of demand right now and not enough supply, make a longer video.
Originally, when you were like kind of coming up with this new vlogging method that you've been teaching, you were kind of like, oh, vlogging is back. It was really interesting. Like, why is vlogging back? It doesn't make any sense. And then you kind of realized, well, it wasn't necessarily vlogging back. It's that it's longer videos are back, and that's making it so that vlogging's back.
And vlogging makes it easier.
Exactly.
Not for everyone, but easier to make a longer video because there's not a lot of requirements. There's not a lot of production. And
there's no rules.
One person can do it. Yeah, definitely no rules.
And that's why it's showing up first. But it's not even just that longer videos are there. It's because the TV is there. And so that is really what's happening, is that the TV is sort of taking over the living room, right? And that's making a demand for longer videos. And the demand for longer videos is making a demand for vlogging. And you can kind of see the bigger fish eat the smaller fish, and follow that all the way down and to understand the entire life cycle. But it's interesting. I mean, Cameron was one of the people that brought this up to us because you've been doing this now for like 2 years, basically, right? Which is kind of crazy to think about. Like, you've been doing this new vlogging method, and I remember it's kind of funny to hear you talk about this because you're like, oh, well, your instinct was the video matters the most, and you still believe that. Of course, I think we all do in this room, but one of your big learnings is that you do care a little bit more about the thumbnail and the title now, and that there are things that you can still do, but still in your heart of hearts, the video is the most important. But what Cameron brought up the other day was the stats. And Cameron, you talked about his top 5 videos or something? His top three videos all had one characteristic, and it was...
They were over 30 minutes long.
Exactly.
And specifically, I think like 35 minutes, like close to like 32, and then the other two were 35 plus.
And that's significant because not every one of your videos was that. And so now all of a sudden, not that you're inflating it for the sake of inflating it. That's never a good idea because it reduces the quality of the video, but it gives you an incentive to add more quality in order to make the length longer as well, which is kind of just like a crazy place to be in as a YouTuber.
Well, people would pick videos. I mean, just think about yourself in the past, right? You would pick a video based off the length of that, but
totally.
If it's shorter, Because you wanted the answer right away.
Because I was watching it on my phone. I didn't want to watch I didn't want to hold up my phone for 30 minutes. I mean, it was that simple.
Well, even just 13 minutes.
Yeah.
So you'd rather watch a 3-minute
Exactly.
video to teach you how to make a steak. So there's a rush to make your videos more choppy, no pun intended. No, like more like right to the point.
Yeah.
This
Less
is
personality.
Why, this is why I say ultimately TikTok, Reels, and YouTube Shorts was inevitable.
Yeah.
It was inevitable. We didn't know it'd be vertical. It was just inevitable that a shorter video.
I just want to harp on that for a second though, because it really is like the form factor. And I know we've talked about this before, but it is so crucial because it's not just that I didn't want to watch my phone like this for 13 minutes.
Yeah.
It's that I didn't even want to turn my phone sideways. I'd rather watch it like this for 3 minutes than watch it like this for 3 minutes because this is how I hold my phone. It's just really remarkable.
Well, whenever something happens, especially something revolutionary, there's usually a contrast to it, the opposite.
Yeah.
So what's crazy is now what I believe, and this is where YouTube is winning, that no one's really talking about it. The CEO yelled at the beginning of the year. The stats are telling all of us creator.
Yeah.
The opposite is when people are choosing videos to watch, not on just the television, but specifically in certain circumstances. Me, it's washing dishes, or somebody's doing chores around the house, or just chilling. You want the longer video. So now, the same way we would look at that time marker for the shorter, more punchy video, now we're looking at is like, what is just going to fit this time better so that I don't have to pick another video when it ends 3 minutes later. So it's a deep dive.
Or 30 seconds later.
A deep dive into the thing that I'm really interested in. And 3, ultimately, this is why we say the TV viewing habit is back. I mean, the easiest way to paint this picture is imagine in the 90s. You weren't even born yet.
96 was my year.
96.
So.
Let's just say 2000s when you turned on the TV, right? If you had to pick a different show every 5 minutes.
Oh, yeah.
Probably would have been kind of annoying. It's like funny, kids like will swipe through or whatever. They like that choice. Yeah. But ultimately, when you start maturing, it's kind of like, this is why we love series or TV shows. Mm-hmm. We want to see the next episode, right? But it's got to be like a proper show.
Yeah.
So this is why right now I believe everyone, if you want to try to test out long, I always said 10 minutes, but now it's like 20 minutes as a minimum.
Yeah.
Because that's what people would want. And what I found from my data, this is just not even a gut thing.
Yeah.
Because those 3 videos, they might have had some like reoccurring themes, but the one thing that was so significant, that was so similar, was the length.
Yeah.
And I'm finding more and more and the reason I'm even talking about this right now is because we're about to upload a vlog that I think is going to be 20 plus minutes that would have normally been 12 minutes in the past, because I'm like, hey, I should just like let this go, just like vlog more of it.
Exactly.
And those are always winning.
Yeah. Well, there was one other stat too. I mean, we made a video a while ago where you pulled up a stat of like one of Benji's videos on.
I have it right here.
Oh, you do have it? Yeah, go for it then.
Well, I was gonna say the TV is obviously a big factor when you talk about the reason why longer videos are performing well. And one of your most recent vlogs that's performing really well is the Costco steak vlog.
Oh yeah, I'm curious.
As far as TV viewing, that takes up 65% of the total
Oh my!
views.
I didn't even know that. By the way, I don't look at my analytics.
That's
believe it or not, I'm
ridiculous.
doing this expert coach guy. I don't look at these because I'd rather just kind of like be a purist on the creative.
Yeah.
I don't. That is crazy.
65%.
65.7%.
Not everybody's creating content for that TV viewer, but if you are, then the logical thing is, oh, how long is that video, by the way? That's a newer upload.
It was at least 20 minutes from what I remember.
I think it's like
longer.
36.
35 minutes and 32 seconds.
So it's like watching a TV
number. That'd be crazy if 35 minutes is like a number. By the way, there was a time where a number was a thing too.
What do you mean?
There was a magic number for your video length.
And what was it in the past?
I forgot what the numbers was. I mean,
Like, give me a range.
It could have been like 13 minutes.
Okay,
no, I'm
yeah,
talking
yeah.
exactly 13 minutes or something like that.
Yeah.
When I look back at that, we thought it was like a glitch or gimmick, when it really could have just been human behavior. the average of all human behavior when it comes to watching YouTube videos based off of probably different variables. I think that what happens is what does like a robot or a computer do? It's ones and zeros. It math is, right? It's mathing.
Yeah.
It's just
literally
mathing.
doing thousands of math problems every second.
So that'd be funny if the 35 was a magical number. I actually think it's actually 30. 30 is a magical number because that is about the length of a show.
I totally
30
agree.
minutes.
Yeah.
So what if somebody at YouTube's like, hey, we know when people watch a TV, they watch at least a show. So what if, I always wonder about that, how that works. There's somebody at a computer at YouTube, right? That sets the algorithm. I met the guy that runs a product team that does it. But like at one point, isn't there somebody that could like go, do, 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 do?
They could, but I think it's more profound than that, which is exactly what you said, which is that YouTube always says, and I think that we reiterate this because at least I believe it, is that the algorithm is a reflection of the audience. And just think about the audience behavior. The reason that shows ended up being those 30-minute slots or those hour-long slots is because they fit neatly within a day, right? They often start on the hour. They don't start at 10:17, right, a.m. That's because people have the rest of their lives to deal with. And a lot of times in our lives, they align to those 15, 30, 1 hour long increments, right?
With
and so
TV, it's almost always 30 minutes or 60 minutes.
exactly. And it's even more elevated when it comes to YouTube because you can start and stop a video in the middle, right? You can begin at any time if you just happen to have an hour here and there, right? Say you just want to relax for an hour or 30 minutes. I think that those just happen to be the lengths of time that viewers end up watching because they have that amount of time and they want to watch something. It's just like, that is how profound it is.
I have a thought. I should test out an hour-long Costco vlog.
You
one
really
day.
should. I totally agree.
Like almost no editing because I do hang out there for an hour.
I think you
They
should.
probably start getting suspicious. Okay. Anyway, so the reason I wanted to bring that up is because I still think the video comes first, period. Okay. Viewer, video, that's what matters the most. Don't make the length arbitrary. But right now, what I'm saying, because there's so much demand, so a lot of people watching on the TVs, there's not enough supply of those longer videos, whether it's a vlog or even a higher produced video. Mark my words, the day's coming where me as this vlogger doing like more casual content will be competing against the big dogs. And those production, like resources, budgets, and just like output ultimately could out compete me, but not right now because they're not doing it.
Yeah.
Right?
If Netflix was making a million different TV shows that could fill all of the places that vloggers were doing, then people might end up choosing those just because they're higher production, right? But they're not because it's harder to do. And so you have an edge right now is what you're saying.
That's why my keynote is called Go Long.
Yeah.
And if you want the edge right now, just make a longer video. I've seen it not only happen for myself, but many of the people that I coach. One of the reasons why I'm geeking out on this topic of going longer is because it's the reality of YouTube, the platform, and how people are watching videos today. It's literally the biggest opportunity I've ever seen for creators. So if you want to take advantage of it and learn how to make longer videos in a very easy manner, go to creatorsecrets.org to get more information and start making longer videos for YouTube right now.